Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, my people. Hey, it's your boy Kenny Session coming on with another Wisdom Wednesday today. I am really in a good mood today. I'm in a better mood today. Why don't we just say that? I'm in a much better mood. I've been kind of going through some things the last week or two. And it's really taken a lot out of me. But at the same time, I'm really excited about what's happening right now. You know, God is really doing some special things. And he's answering prayers more than anything. He's revealing more things about me than ever before. We're all a work in progress, and one of the things that you guys have got a chance to see is do these Wisdom Wednesdays over the years. You've had the opportunity to see me grow and overcome difficulties, overcome anxiety and depression. I've overcome a drug addiction. I've overcome a lot of things, and that's all while trying to work on myself. And one of the things I talk about at Wisdom Wednesday is what kind of wisdom can I give you that would make your life better based on what's going on with you. And what today I've got a pretty decent. I want to talk about. I want to talk about. Who are you? What made you who you are? You know, we grow up and we emulate things that we our parents do. We come up. What am I trying to say? We try to be what other people are, or we're emulating other people all the time. And I know where that comes from is I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was talking about some things that I was like, wow, wow, wow. And after I got through, I was like, wow, that sounds a lot like my dad. Somebody who doesn't understand, their communication style, not understanding, not the communication, but how people are receiving your communication. And I found out that I was way off on a few things in my life, and I just wanted to come on and share with you guys a word. And it says right here, October 6, 2021, I speak to those who aspire to be someone you admire. But when you do that, you rob yourself of your uniqueness of who you are genuinely. You do this to gain approval without knowingly assured that my approval is all that matters. You are truly one of a kind and precious to me. Psalm 139, 13. For you are created in you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that well. Well, the word is just saying, don't aspire to be like nobody. Sometimes even trying to be like our parents. Sometimes we have to shake off things that we've inherited from our parents. Sometimes we have to shake off things that we've inherited from relationships. And sometimes relationships have a way of shaping who you become or who you are. And I woke up this morning with a lot of things on my mind just about me. And what I came up with is, if you guys look on, is that, what I came up with is that I got blind spots. Do you have blind spots? Do you have things that are going on in your life where people are telling you something's going on, but you don't see it, or you don't understand it, or you really, or I don't want to say that you don't. Sometimes we just can't comprehend another person's perception of who you are. What you think you are and what someone else perceives you to be can be totally different things. And the word is just saying, he's speaking to those that aspire to be like someone else, that you admire. But when you do that, you rob yourself of your uniqueness and your genuineness. And where am I coming from today? I'm coming from a place where I've had to do some soul searching myself to find out what's next, y'all. What's next for me? What do I need to work on next? I'm a work in progress. I've got a lot of problems, and then now I'm starting to work on problems that are not so familiar to me. I've worked on things that I obviously had to when I was sick. I got sick with anxiety, depression. I went and got medication to get on that, and now my anxiety and depression is under control. After I got through doing with that, then I was dealing with some addiction issues prior to that. And then in the midst of working on the addictions that I was dealing with, that's when I got sick. So I've overcome the addiction, at least through today, because they always tell you one day at a time. But once I got into getting that fixed, then I had to fix something else. And that other thing was just the addiction, and then it was anxiety. And then I found out those two things went right together. Anxiety was causing the addiction. And once I cleared up the addiction, then I got more anxiety. I got sicker, and I had to go and treat the anxiety and depression. So now all that's worked out. I feel great. I have no issues with that. So now what's next? Well, what's next for me is just trying to find things about myself that I don't see. And one of those things came up last night via a friend of mine. Man, she did something that I'm a thanker for doing it, but I'm kind of surprised that she got in my business. You know, sometimes you don't want people to get in your business, but sometimes you do. And what I want to say is that my friend, based on something I talked to her about or something I was struggling with, she went and made a phone call, and she was able to come back and interpret some things for me that I did not understand. And so now when I was praying, Lord, what do I do? What do I do? I woke up this morning, and what I had on my mind is blind spots. Where are your blind spots? The places that other people can see very clearly, but you can't see it yourself because you're living inside of yourself and you really don't know. How do you get there? How do you get those things changed? How do you identify those things? Well, I had to pray about it, okay? And not only just pray, but I had to take my prayer up a step. I had to turn down my plate. I had to make my flesh suffer. I had to go through all of the stuff that if you get what I'm saying, I had to really just get my body and my mind cleaned out so that I could just focus on what's next. That's my phone. I had to focus on what's next. And I'm going to be straight with y'all. What I've been doing is I've been fasting and I've been praying. Okay, let's get down to it. I'm not supposed to tell you that, and I don't do it when I'm doing it. I'm not telling nobody, but I've gotten to the point where my prayers, they weren't really, I can't hear God. I could not hear God. I could not hear God telling me what to do. I did not feel like God was guiding me where I needed to go, or where I was going. I couldn't tell, and it looked like it wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. It wasn't going, but God is funny, y'all. He goes around the wrong way to get you somewhere. And I find myself here. And what came up for me this morning is blind spots. And I talked about some of my blind spots today. Everybody sees those with me. One of the big ones is I realize I get very mean sometimes. I get very angry with people. And I've been telling people for years and years and years, it's my passion. You know, it's my passion. And sometimes it is passion, but sometimes it's anger, or you're coming across like you're mad at someone. And that's an issue that I had to address. And I'm addressing that. I'm going to be addressing that very, very clear. Then I had to address spots where I hurt other people. You know, I've had some very dear people in my life that were very special to me that just quit messing with me. Okay. And I'm like, well, what did I do? And it gets down to where they wouldn't even explain to me what I did, or I take that back. They were explaining, but I didn't hear it. They were trying to tell me in the way that they could do it nicely, but I didn't hear it because they weren't blunt enough to just say, this is it. You're an angry guy. I don't like the way you act. You come too hard sometimes. I do come hard. Everybody who knows me, I see you, Trina. Thanks for coming by. Y'all know I go hard. I go hard to the paint. But sometimes I gotta learn how to not go so hard. I gotta be just be more calm with it. And I found that out yesterday, that I hurt people based on what I'm doing, just trying to be my normal self. But I have to start watching that, my communication. You know, somebody said something. She said something to me last night, and I'm gonna repeat it. I mean, the person might be watching, but I want to tell them I'm sorry. But I told somebody that they were annoying me, and I didn't think no more of it. I didn't think no more of it. And now I'm thinking that this particular person, they took that very, very hard. Just that one thing, that you're annoying me. I said that to somebody. You're annoying me. And I didn't mean it like that. So that's one of those blind spots that I'm talking about. When you're doing things to hurt people and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you said, you don't know how they've interpreted it, but just telling somebody a simple word, you're annoying me. It's been ringing. I just know it is. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am so sorry that I said that. I was in another place, another time, another frame of mind, and that's the farthest from the truth. Although we say things to hurt people, and I guess at that time, hurt people, and I was hurting at that time, and I wanted to hurt somebody else because I was hurt. And we don't do this purposely. I don't do it purposely. I know you don't do it purposely, but it sometimes comes off like you're hurting people because you're hurting. And sometimes you don't know it. There's spots where you argue. I just get in arguments. I'm an argumentative kind of person. And sometimes my question now is, do I even need to expend energy arguing with people? Or spots where I can't hear. What I was just telling you about, I've had people tell me that for years. Kenny, you tripping, man. You know what? You hurt me. You said such and such and such, and then sometimes people won't tell you that they leaving you alone. They just disappear. But then you got the people who disappear that you really care about, and then their absence becomes very, very noticeable. And it's because of you not knowing your blind spots. Some of the things that you have said to people, some of the things that you have done to people. No, let's not say that. Some of the things that I have said to people, some of the things that I have done to people was not nowhere near my intent. But the reality is that on the receiving side, they received it as hurt. They received it as pain. And you know what? For that, I must tell you that I'm sorry. That was not my intent. But now I know. Now I know. You got spots that you got to be willing to fix it. Some people got issues in their life that they're happy with, and you want to go and live your life like that. And it's okay. You may not need to fix it. But I got some areas in my life that still need to be fixed. And I just want to say that I'm still a work in progress. I'm not finished. I've got a lot more to do. And I'm okay with that. Not only that, we're talking about things that are unnecessary. Have you made a big mess out of stuff that just didn't mean a whole lot? And you out there fighting for something that really has no value? You fighting just because of the fight? Just because you want to be in a fight? Just because you want to be right? Just because you want to be heard? Just because you want to be okay? And you fighting and arguing with people? See, I've done that, where I've argued with people, and when you look back at it, it's like, right, wrong, and indifference. It really didn't make that much difference. So I didn't have to win the argument. I could have let it go. I could have just shut up and just let it be. And now this is another big one. When you think love is enough, you think you got a spot where you think love is enough to get through all of the other stuff that's going on. Because sometimes I get blinded by love. And I think love, and you think that love encompasses everything. But you can be in love and then be acting an ass. And that's what I was. I was in love, acting an ass, not knowing the damages that I was doing at the time. So that's my wisdom lesson today. We need to start doing some inner wisdom. Is looking inside of you, looking inside and trying to find those spots that you don't really know. And maybe it's sitting down with a friend. I had an opportunity where I got a chance to do both. My friend is a therapist. And she reached out to me. We pray together every day. She's like another little sister. And then she just took things in her own hands and did something that I was like, oh my God, why would you do that? Why would you even do something like that? You all up in my business like that? But thank you, sister. I'm glad that she felt close enough to me to make that call and get an understanding, because I have not been able to get it. I swear I haven't. But that's my wisdom Wednesday today. I see you shining. Thank you for coming through, Trina. We're just talking about blind spots today. We're talking about, do you know your blind spots? Do you know how your attitude affects other people? Do you know how you talk to other people? If you're being loving in your conversation. Now, that's a big one for me. How do I talk to people? Somebody told me, Kenny, you be talking to people crazy. I'm like, for real? They said, yeah, man, you be crazy. I was like, wow. And then I was in this late night therapy with a friend of mine. She's a therapist in the making, if you will. And she talked to me, and she wouldn't stop until I got it. And after we got it, she said, Kenny, We were on a phone call the other day because I'm the broker. I'm not going to put her in the business, but I'm the broker and she works for me. And we were doing something. We were on a phone call and she was leading the call and she did something that was wrong. And instead of me handling it with love and care, I beat her up on the phone in front of a client. And I knew it when I did it, but she came back and said, Kenny, you remember the other day we were on the phone and you just took over the conversation and you made me feel about that big. I was like, oh my God, I know that I did it, but what do we do to stop that? How do we change that behavior? And that's what I want to do. I'm working on that, to change that kind of behavior where I'm not making people feel some kind of way because me overruling them, me being too dominant, being too bossy. Are you too bossy? You boss people around and people just can't take it. You know, you got spots that are clearly visible. You are callous. You know, I had to look back and she said that to me. She said, Kenny, sometimes you are callous. I said, callous? Callous is like you rubbing somebody for a long time and you just callous and you're blunt. I said, I'm blunt. She said, yes, you are blunt and to the point. See, and I always thought being blunt and to the point was one of my assets. And it is in some senses. But when you're talking about a relationship, you can't be so blunt. Or I can't. Just say that I can't be so blunt. And you got to watch what you say. So that's my Wisdom Wednesday today. Let's do some work on ourselves. But I got a lot of people in here now. Thank you guys. You guys might want to share. This is a great Wisdom Wednesday for yourself, especially coming out of this corona. I need to be working on myself. I'm working on my mental. I'm working on my physical. I'm working on my spiritual. I'm working on all of it because all of it comes together to make you a whole person. And spiritually, I'm right there. God is really doing some things. I can hear God talking to me now. What did I say before you guys got on? I had to fast. I had to turn down my plate for a few days. In fact, I went on a fast that I've never fasted before. I went on a fast like I was fasting for my life. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I fasted for 3 days. I did not eat nothing. I drank water for 3 days, and when it was over, I wasn't even hungry on the 4th day. But I got such insight. I mean, I fasted and prayed, and as I prayed, God was revealing this to me. And you see the breakthrough. My prayer was, Lord, I just need a breakthrough. I need to understand. I need a better understanding. I don't have an understanding. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm lost. And then now I can feel it coming. Kenny, it's those spots. There's things that you're doing that you don't know, that you got to have a therapist. You need to go sit down with somebody and talk to somebody and let them know what's going on so they can help you see what you don't see. And that's my Wisdom Wednesday today. Get you some help. If you're struggling in relationships, get you some help. If you're struggling in relationships, talk to your friends. Tell them to give you a brutal, honest opinion of who you are. And when they say it, you just shut your mouth and take it. And that's what I had to do. I could not even answer. I just shut my mouth and just let them rattle on. And I thought they weren't going to never stop. I said, I'm that damn bad? And she's like, well, Kenny, yeah. I said, well, wow, I never knew that. But these are all the things we were talking about, hurting people, arguing with people. This just becoming the way you are. This is just the way I am. Well, no, it ain't just, it's the way I've become. I couldn't hear God. I can't hear you. You're telling me about my faults, and I'm trying to justify my faults. You're trying to tell me about what's wrong, and I'm trying to tell you that what I'm doing to fix it. Instead of shut your mouth and receive it, and then you go back and try to ask God to help you apply it so that you become a better person. That's what I had to do. Shut my damn mouth. Okay, and that's sometimes what we got to do. Shut our damn mouth and they can't do it with your best friend. Maybe you can't do it with your girlfriend, but that's why they have therapists where you can go. And I got 2 or 3 therapists. Why you go sit down with somebody? Because in 2022, we getting too old to be doing the same thing over and over. I swear I'm not. I've done the fool. I've done the fool in my younger days, and I'm in my latter days. And God said in His Word, He said, your latter days will be better than your former days. Why? Because of wisdom. When you get older, you have wisdom. These kids have no wisdom until your grandmama used to have wisdom. When you were growing up and the old folk used to come talk to you, they had wisdom. But guess what? Now you are the wisdom. That's the word today. You are the wisdom. So get yourself straight. And how you do that, you cannot do it without God. There's no way to do it. And nobody else can help you get there but God. I believe that. And I just want to share that with you guys today. I feel great today. I feel like a weight to just come off my shoulders, because now I'm going to sit down and do that work. Do the work, internal work that I need to do to be the Kenny that I want to be, and the Kenny that God has prepared and destined me to be. All right. And I just want my best to be my best. And I ain't going to be through until I'm through, because we always need to be working on ourselves. And not only that, we need to be sharing this wisdom with the younger generation that's coming up. I know that I'm crossing over now, where we are the senior members of the community. I am the senior member of the community. It ain't that long ago I was a young buck, but some of us, we getting out of that, and you need to start acting your age. And what some of your age is being there to advise the youth that's coming up behind us. That's why they're going astray, because they don't have people to tell them straight. They got people out there BSing them because you ain't got yourself together, and you out there still doing the fool at 40, 50, 60 years old. You still doing the fool. You ain't supposed to be doing the fool at 50 and 60. Think about it. Your grandmama and them wasn't doing the fool. At least mine wasn't doing the fool at 50 and 60, 70. I had people in my family that's 80, 90. My great-grandmother died at 100, and I can tell you she was not doing the fool. Not at no 100, no 80, no 70. And if you want to live that long, we got to be better. We got to do better. We got to be better. And we have to help one another. And that's what Wisdom Wednesday is about. That's my Wisdom Wednesday for today. God bless you guys. If I can ask anything, just pray for me. Pray for my company, Session Real Estate. If you can get one through, just say, Lord, bless Kenny Session. Help this brother, help us. Because that's really what I want to do. I want to help my people, man. And that's what I'm about. We got a lot of stuff on the plate right now. I don't even know how this stuff came together. I've got a development company that just came up. We just got our development stuff, our LLC put together. We've got our business plan that's coming together for our LLC. We've got a lot of new buyers coming in. Last month was the best month we've had in years, probably about 15 years. And this year is pretty good year. Pretty good things going on. But we've got a lot of things happening. Development. We have another business, a government contracting business. We're looking to try to start housing veterans, emergency shelter for veterans, which I'm working on tonight with one of my mentors. So, I've got a lot on my plate, you guys. I'm looking to start so that we can finish it out. I can hire people to come and help me so that we can continue to grow our community. We can continue to be the face of real estate in the Black community. And we can continue to be right out here on the leading edge amongst any race, okay? Because when you come to Session Real Estate, you're going to get the highest level of service that's possible. There ain't going to be no lying, no cheating, and no stealing. If we make a mistake, we ready to pay for it. So you can't come to my company and say that you got robbed, cheated, or anybody else. And I got several people in the room with me. Training can tell you, I ain't never stole nothing. I didn't gave away more than I've ever took from anybody. Because I don't know how to steal. That's one thing my mama did teach me. She didn't teach me how to steal, and she didn't teach me how to lie very well. So I quit lying a long time ago because I mess up a lot. I'm one of them mess up a lot. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I got work to do, but I wanted to come. I hope I've inspired you. I hope that you've taken this word and you put it on yourself. It says, before I go, October 6, 2021, I speak to those who aspire to be like someone you admire. But when you do that, you rob yourself of the uniqueness of who you really are. You do this to gain approval without knowing assuredly that my approval is all that matters. You are truly one of a kind and precious to me. Psalms 139 and 13 and 14, it says, for you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. I do know we are nothing without God. Peace and blessings to you. Catch me on Friday. We might be back on Friday, but share this video with folks. It's about self, taking care of yourself. Get yourself. That's what this video is about, making you look at yourself. All right, peace.